All right, guys, we got a video today. It's pretty interesting. I'm trying to do this one section at a time for the Pokemon sales data. We have a base set Mewtwo, first edition PSA 9. Although, to be honest, this was very, very poorly misgraded. It looked like maximum an 8, maybe a 7. Just a bunch of edgeware just on the top of the back of the card. There's a little stuff otherwhere too. And I know I'm usually a pretty harsh grader, but either way, it sold for $6,100, which even if it does get regraded as an 8, which I don't think anyone would do, $6,100, major growth. Again, I don't believe if this was an actual 9, this probably would have gotten close to 10 grand, in my opinion. Then we had Electrode first edition PSA 9, sold for $222. Now this is not a holo, this is just a rare, but it's a really cool rare, and the 9 got $222. So the 10 is probably $1,000, I would think. So the 8, I have an 8 right now. I just have it on sale for like $200, the best offer. Wait till the price gets there. Unlimited Venusaur, PSA 7, sold for $479. Feel a little duped because I sold my Venusaur. It was, honestly, I thought it was like PSA 8. But again, it was an unlimited copy, and I think I sold mine for like 300 something. So this Unlimited 7 got $479, which is legit. Starmie first edition PSA 10, $510 plus $50 shipping. I remember 2 years ago you get that card for $40. Insane. Psychic Energy, which you could have gotten for $30 like last year. First edition PSA 10 sold for $200. And then we have a Fire Energy first edition PSA 10. Same thing. You could have got for under $40 earlier this year. $261. I did have a friend. He got an offer for 70 grand for his BGS 9 Charizard, and he declined it. So I don't know what I'm going to do for the Trophy Kangaskhan. I have about 90-ish grand of my own money and then an extra 8 grand from friends. That was like, okay, if we can get it, we can get it. So with the sales tax on eBay that they charge in New York, I think like 94 grand would be pushing it at like 101 or 100.5. So it'd be just under 101, which I think would be my max. If we can get that, great. But there's a good chance that this sells for over 100. It's already at 75,000, 4 days left. So if I can't get it, then I'm going to try to get the BGS 9 Zard. I don't think that will go. But fuck, man, if this guy, the same guy who offered 70 grand to the now it was off of eBay. It was, I think, on E4. If that guy wants to buy it off eBay, he'll bid probably minimum 65 grand. So this is something that I'm sure I could get. I don't want to spend 80 grand on it, but if I have to, I will. That would actually be easier because I wouldn't have to take my friend's money into account and just wire them back their money, and this would just be mine. I would rather the Trophy Kangaskhan just because there's so few of them. There's only 11 out there, and again, all the attention right now is on base set. So base set will continue to climb little by little. I mean, as long as there's more hype around these videos, as long as people like Logic the Rapper or Logan Paul, like Logic the Rapper, like it wasn't just a one-time thing with him. Like he had a Twitter video, a private video on his Twitter where his wife opened up a box and I got 3 Charizards out of the box. I was like, oh my god, I hate you so much. Some people open up a box and they don't get any Charizards, but she did, which was great. And if you have a Twitter, definitely go follow him. And then again, other influencers like Gary Vee and Logan Paul. Now, Gary Vee doesn't actually do YouTube videos the same way that Logan Paul does or any of the other actual YouTubers. He's more of just a media influencer. But my God, if you have, he's already got one of the 10s for Charizard. And once the attention is off of base set, some of the collectors are going to stay. Some of the new people that are coming in are going to finish that and like, oh, what else is new? And they'll go to Neo Genesis or they'll go to Gym Challenge. I hope they go to Gym Challenge. Pretty much any set with a Charizard. And some of them will go to trophies. And I made this post on E4 thinking that it only takes, if you're going to spend 5 or 6 figures on a card, you don't want like a 7 or a 9. You want the 10. And if you want the best of the best, there's only 11 of those out there, a few of which won't sell. I'm not selling my 1 copy. My friend Scott has 2. He's not selling his. SM Pratt, he's not selling his. And you're just going to have competition, and all it takes is a couple of people to be able to say outbid one another, just measuring dicks, and suddenly the price is 500 grand. So that's why I'm going for that in place of the Charizard. Obviously, there are some crossover collectors from sports that prefer BGS. There are not a lot of them right now. Most of them are just preferring PSA because PSA is synonymous with Pokemon. They always do that. But as far as BGS goes, like my friend Ryan, he wants everything in BGS. I was like, okay, you do you. So we'll get a little bit of layover from that, or a little bit of people from that. And then you're also going to have, outside of that, as soon as the 10 gets to, I don't know how long it's going to take to get to 1 million. It's already at 210,000. And I don't think you're going to see any Charizard sell for less than that ever again for first edition PSA 10, unless it's a week 10. But you have those people like the dumb money guys that paid $375 for a box when just last week it was 200 grand. So they paid an extra 175 grand on top of that. So the base set was the first. That's always gonna carry a premium. And then you have people that guy from Dumb Money, he couldn't name 3 Pokemon, and he still spent almost $500,000 on it. Now it was for charity and that type of deal, which is great, and whatever. But my God, these types of, again, I feel like a lot of people that collect in Pokemon, I got another message on a guy from E4 that says, like, listen, I've been in the hobby for a long time, and I don't really like what I see. I feel like there's too much hype. And to his credit, there is a lot of hype on it. But I've also heard this before. Like, oh, Pokemon Go bubble, Justin Bieber bubble, the Logan Paul, like, quarantine bubble. Like, all right, I've heard this in bubble, like, how many times now? And it just hasn't. And again, as soon as you get a large influx of people, not everyone's going to stay, but some do. And some of those people have deep pockets. And if prices go down, like, at all, they're going to get swallowed up. Like, some people will buy at those lowest prices, and then you're not going to see those again. But again, top of the top, like Charizard, Trophy Kangaskhan, any of the trophies, SSBs. I read a good statistic saying if a card right now is not 3x what it was earlier this year, then it's probably a pretty good buy. And I have to agree with that. So we take that math of SM Pratt, who had declined $60,000 offers or $65,000 offers for his Trophy Kangaskhan last year or earlier this year. That is 180 grand should be the value, because he already put his at 200 grand or best offer. So again, I'm really hoping for this Trophy Kangaskhan. If not, I'll get for the Charizard. But again, that Charizard BGS 9 was at $45,000 right now. If it goes for 70 or 75, 80, that's fine. It's not going to stay there. As long as that first edition PS 10 keeps going up and up and up, that BGS 9 is going to move as well. Now again, the BGS 9 is usually a little bit behind PSA, but this isn't one of those BGS 9s where it's like a 9, a 9.5, 2 8. No, that's 2 9s and 2 9.5 subgrades. So that is as good of a 9 as you can get without it being a 9.5. Or no, I think that you could have 2 9s and 2 10s and it could still be a 9. Typhlosion was like that. And then someone has an offer for a Hitmonchan first edition PSA 10 from base set for $28,500, but it is a week 10. It does have a little bit of smudge right next to the jab, and it's just something that, all right, I don't see that really sell. I mean, if it was a strong 10, or even just not even a week 10, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. I'd 30 grand on that all day, but it's not. Moving on past that, we have Fossil. We have a Ditto first edition PSA 10, sold for, like, it was listed as $1,000. It sold in a couple of hours. And then we had a Lapras first edition. Hi, Dave. Hey, Dave. That's Dave. Say hi. It's a Lapras first edition PSA 9, record price point for $686. We had a Dragonite first edition PSA 9, sold for $1,657. And then we had an Energy Search, that trainer card, first edition PSA 10, sold for $57. Gym Challenge. We had Giovanni's Persian, first edition PSA 9, sold for $510, record price point. I think that card is worth $1,000 because there's so few 10s out there, and the 10s are so hard to grade. They're impossible to grade because there's so much hollow. There's always print lines. There's always something wrong with it. It killed me when I had to sell my 10. Giovanni, but just Giovanni, first edition PSA 9. That was $153 that sold for. Moving on to gold. All right, so where do I think Fossil's going? Fossil is something there. you're gonna have there's a lot of firsts in that card. There's the first appearance of Lapras, the first appearance of Articuno and Moltres, and Hitmonlee, and that's something that's their first appearance. And if anyone that reads comic books are like, oh yeah, this comic is trash, but that's the first appearance of this guy. You might not like the set. I thoroughly enjoy the set because it reminds me of that one episode in Pokemon where they're like underground, they see Aerodactyl and Kabutops and everything, and it's cool. Like that's the fact that that's just legit, and I love it. And I think the same thing with Jungle. You see a lot of really cool firsts in that, and out of those firsts, okay, all of those I think are going to increase forever. Gym Challenge, I think again, any set with Charizard is going to keep going up and up and up. So the fact that one has not even just Charizard, Blaine's Charizard, and I've gone over this before with the trainers cards, Misty's Gold, Giovanni's Persian. The fact that it's a really cool card. Erica does not have a Venusaur in the show or in the manga, but trading cards, that's Erica's Venusaur, and it's cool, and it's one of the original trios. But Giovanni has a Persian, and it's hard to grade, and it is such a wicked cool card. And anyone that has played the Game Boy or the Game Boy games as well, yes, he's got a Persian. But if you own a Persian, anyone knows in the first game there's a couple of bugs in it. One is which, if you have a Pokemon with higher speed, it's going to have a higher chance of getting a critical hit. And Slash already has a higher chance of critical hit. Slash is the move that you learn at like level 53 or something from Persian. So if you have a Dugtrio or you have a Persian and you use Slash, you're going to get a critical hit almost every time. And some people will be reminiscent of that. That'll trigger something in their head and they're just going to want it. So again, that's where I think Gym Challenge is going. It has such amazing artwork, Ken Sugimori all over the place, and it kind of resonates with you because that's what you saw on the TV show. That's what you saw in the games. That's what you saw in the manga. You saw all these trainers having these Pokemon, and it's not just the good trainers like Misty, and Brock isn't even in Gym Challenge. He's in the Gym Heroes one, but I mean, you have Brock's Primate and all that, but as far as Hollows go, and you have Rocket's Mewtwo. Although I think it should be Blaine's Mewtwo, but kind of people don't really know the story about that, so I'll give him a break. Such a cool set that I think it's a little bit more niche than it's a little bit more niche than someone that just either collected base set when they first started or they collected Neo set, Neo Genesis, Neo Discovery, because it's Generation 2, that's a set they grew up with. I think it's in between there, but I think it's got some of the best artwork, and it's really cool. Just my opinion, we'll buy it. Gold Stars. These are something that I think are still undervalued because the prices have gone up, but not as much as base set or the rest of them. So I think, not that people are sleeping on Gold Stars, but I just think it's undervalued right now. A Raikou Gold Star PSA 10 sold for $9.17. All right, so this Mudkip and Torchic that I saw, they were not good shape. They were not disgusting, but I would have given them 2s, PSA 3s maybe, raw copies. Mudkip sold for $150, Torchic sold for $180. So we had a Latios sell for $2,000, and then a guy on E4 made a buy thread saying $2,000 offer for Latias, this PSA 9. And he's like, hey, I bought the one on eBay for $2,000. I don't have a Latias. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Trico PSA 10 sold for $3,400. It was kind of a weak 10, but it is something that there only has 30 copies of it, so there might be 1 or 2 that are weak 10s, or probably a couple more than that are weak 10s. And there's only 30 of them, so that's very, very, very undervalued in my opinion. Pikachu PSA 9 Gold Star, $1,600. Jolteon Gold Star PSA 9 sold for $900. Like I said, Gold Stars, that's where I think they're going. All right, so Neo Genesis, I only have one sale for this, and it's mine. Is a Metal Energy First Edition PSA 9 sold for $200. I had it at $300 or best offer, but I really need the only reason I sold it is because I really need the money now for this one card I'm buying, whichever it is. Then from Neo Destiny, we have more of like offers than anything. For an unlimited Charizard, PSA 10. That auction right now, it just passed the $10,000 mark. And I called it the other day. Someone had a thread on it. What's the value of this? It's like, well, unlimited Shining Charizards usually keep pace with Blaine's Charizard First Edition PSA 10, and since I had an offer for 10,000 on it, and the only reason I would have sold for 12 is because I needed money for this card, and this is keeping up with it. It's 10 grand right now. It might finish at 12. It might stay at 10, but this is where it's at. And again, if I don't need the money right now, I would not sell any of my Blaine's Charizards. And I have 6 of them, so it's not like, okay, well, this one and it's my only one. No, it's 6. And why I want 2 Trophy Kangaskhans instead of one is because eventually I'm going to sell both, but it's going to be so hard to sell even one of them. But yeah, if I only have one, I'm just never going to sell it. I just know myself. It's like, no, 500K, no, just can't. So, and then we have a $1,300 offer for my first edition PSA 10 Dark for Alligator, but I sold my last one for $1,800, so no way am I taking $1,300. If someone wants to buy mine, because again, they have that PWCC auction that's at like $1,200 right now. I think I'm the highest bidder on that. Again, I still think that's very undervalued. Very, very. Even though it's not the first, it's not even the second for Alligator, because for Alligator from Neo Genesis had 2 of them. So that's it right now. Where's Neo Genesis going? That's the first thing of this second generation. So that is like basically the base set of its era. That's peak. But Neo's such a really cool set because you have Shinings in there, Neo Rev, and then Neo Destiny. Those Shinings from Neo Destiny are really, really good. Those are fantastic. I have a Shining Raichu and a Shining Mewtwo. Shining Raichu I have on there for 12K or best offer. I didn't even list the Mewtwo because I don't want to. But then you have Espeon and Neo Discovery, and they're all really good. Any evolutions, anything. But Neo Genesis is definitely number 1, I think. And why I'm saying that over Neo Destiny is just because it's the first of the Neo sets, first of Gen 2. Neo Destiny is special because it's the last. They're the last set that has that first edition stamp. So both of them are very iconic. I wish there were more. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. A long video here. I love you guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Again, all of this data and everything I do for free. So Patreon is down there. I don't have any tiers for Patreon, like, whatever it says. It's just anything that I would say. Like some people say, like, hey, you know what? That's a Patreon question, or that's something I'll answer on Patreon. I'm just gonna mostly always do this for free. Although my time is very limited, so maybe at some point I would do that as well. But I just like talking about it. I just like helping people. I like talking about the hobby, and I feel like it kind of puts in a bad word, and it's totally understandable. Like if you're someone like SM Pratt that his business is huge, or you have me that have 2 businesses, and you don't have a lot of time, and you just have to. You can't waste precious minutes of your day looking at pictures. What is this going to grade? Like, so I get it, but at the same time, if you have someone that's new to the hobby or they're curious, and they just get met with, yeah, you're going to have to give me $5 a month for that, so I just feel like that's a little. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not. I'll let you guys know what happens, but again, it's there if you guys want to, or just for my time, because it's just for free. If not, no big deal. But let me know your thoughts on everything. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.